guys, I'm Eric. You're watching Notes and Nerds, and we're going to be talking about strategy guides for video games. Hey guys, so we're talking about strategy guides. I love these things. They're kind of becoming a relic of the days gone by. You still find some like this huge, beautiful Skyrim book every once in a while, but most of it all is online. Like Brady Games, whatever, Prima, whatever it was, they're all gone. Prima, I believe, is the last remaining one, and they're kind of closed shop on their website where you can get digital strategy guides. You can get print still, but they was really pushing for the digital. And with websites that offer free strategies from homebrew communities that do these things, it's kind of killed the whole market. So let's take a look at some of my favorites right now. They're not really in any particular order, and I have a lot more behind me that I would consider favorites, but the Skyrim, I love this one because it falls into that category of just a beautiful book that has a lot going on for it. There's a map at the end of it that you can pull out, turn it into a proper poster, and all that good jazz, but it is hugely detailed. I've seen D&D books that were smaller and thinner. Yeah, that's how much is going on in there. But strategy guides, I do want to point out, have gone back so far. I have an original Scholastics Inc. strategy guide for Dragon's Lair. There is no pictures inside of it. It's just a lot of text, but with that game, with that particular game, all you do need is text. Let me read a little bit something out of there, just random page. 22. The Bats and Bridge. You will only have to do this screen once during Dirk's journey to the dragon. When he enters this screen, he will be on a wooden bridge. Suddenly, this wooden bridge will collapse behind him. To escape, you must immediately push forward. When Dirk has jumped forward, push forward again. He will run a little distance on the bridge and then stop. Then a swarm of bats will swoop down upon him. Now, press the sword button to ward off the bats. Next, the bridge extensions around Dirk will collapse, except for the one on the right. Push right. After he has jumped to the right, push right again, and he will grab a rope next to the bridge and climb through a passage. Movement pattern. Forward, forward, swords. Right, right. That is literally the strategy on that. It's basically just telling you the pattern of buttons. Super Nintendo, Genesis, NES even, all the way back then, they also were not strangers to strategy guides. You see them in all different sizes from different companies. This one is actually printed with US Gold as a partner. This one is actually really in depth with Flashback, The Quest for Identity. This book was printed in 1993. Wow. And I'll tell you right now, honestly, this 27-year-old book, the pages are showing their age. They're dingy and they're yellow. They also have a delicate feel to them. But what's really cool about some of these, like in the back part here, there's an actual Marvel comic. It's in black and white, mind you, but still, it's cool. Video game magazines also put out little mini guides like this one here for Tekken 3 on PlayStation 1 that goes through and describes all the characters, all their moves, all the sets, all the strategies, all of the combos, and etc. So, I mean, these actually came as free pack-ins. A lot of people didn't care about them. They just kind of tossed them to the side for the better and the bigger. But I'll be honest with you, these are actually quite nice to have because you don't have to worry about thumbing through a big old book and still get the information. Armored Core was a great game on PlayStation. I really recommend you guys get this game if you are a collector. It is an awesome build-a-mech game. There are better mech games, sure, but this is an over-the-shoulder, behind-the-mech fighting, shooter, brawler game. I love it. And there was 3 different releases on the PlayStation 1, 2 of which are actually technically considered expansion packs because they're not full games, even though you can purchase them without having the previous game. This is for Project Phantasm, which I believe is the last one in that series on PlayStation. but it's just got so much information. It even contains information for the previous games a little bit. Not in depth on strategy for the previous games, but it does cover some of the parts. Now let's go into the collectability that was initially foreseen in some of these strategy guides, like this here, Prima strategy guide for Tomb Raider. You see Tomb Raider on one side, Tomb Raider 2 on the flip side, and that's because literally halfway through the book, it stops being one and goes into the other. And this was really capitalized. And I got a couple other strategy books and just fan books that were published back in the day when Tomb Raider came out, because, well, who doesn't remember the Tomb Raider craze if you're in your late 30s and on into your 40s. But yeah, this goes over everything. And this is the silly collectability of this one. I think it's still in here somewhere. Nope, it got removed. I think I removed it. Don't ask questions. I don't want to go into that one. But there was a Lara Croft paper doll and outfit cutout toy. Weird. It's just weird. Sometimes you just got to accept it. But yeah, there's a lot of strategy in that guide, and honestly, it's a great strategy guide because it's 2 books in one. It really cuts down on the cost. And I mean, it still sold for $13 back in the mid-90s, late 90s. So again, at that time when most strategy guides were going for that price, that was a steal. Because right here, for example, for $15 US is the official Parasite Eve strategy guide. It's the only official guide printed by Brady Games and in collaboration with Squaresoft. This game is a phenomenal game. If you don't own it, I really recommend it. It uses a style of gameplay that you find later in Vagrant Story, where it's all kind of real-time combat, but not really. This is a classic RPG from Squaresoft that blends the JRPG style of gameplay with the tropes of survival horror. And if I remember correctly, it's based off of a Japanese novel, or a series of novels. And here's a little tidbit for you guys. It was also going to be turned into a movie when it was purchased by Madonna. Yes, that Madonna, the singer. And supposedly she was going to have a part in this movie. Whether she was going to be the main character or the villain, I don't know, because nothing really came of it. But this game, the strategy guide, I really highly recommend for a game like this, because there's so much going on, there's so much detail, there's a lot of story involved in this title. Guides like this really help you get the best story possible, because again, I do believe that this had multiple endings for dependent on how well you played. Now back to that whole fighting game strategies. This one is the Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo guide, and it really does help. Again, that game is a monster game regarding the fact that you have all these moves, special moves. You also have finishers. You have stage fatalities, and the game is most well known for the crazy combo system that you had in there. And this guide actually does help you. Like, for example, I'm looking here at, I believe it is Spinal, the skeleton dude, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 killer combos for him right there. His shadow moves, dizzy combo, combo openers, linkers, or linker, combo endings, jump ins, and auto seconds, combo breaker. Oh yeah, let's go to the next page, and for the same character, those are combos. Combos, right there. Yeah, you want to order the combo, sir? Okay, well, which combo would you like with that? And oh, hey, look, there's even more combos. Yeah, what the heck? It's crazy. Seriously, it's crazy. Tons and tons of combos. If McDonald's had this many combos, nobody would eat there. Too much of a good thing, I guess. But guys, seriously, it is a shame to see strategy guides like these just kind of die off. Not because they were a waste of money. Some people will argue that, yes, they're a waste of time and money, and who needs to buy these? In this day and age, it's kind of true, unfortunately, because of the internet. But it's one of those staples of the bygone era of the pre-internet days when we didn't get to go on websites like GameStop or GameSpot.com or IGN.com and look up strategies and FAQs, facts, whatever you want to call them, and look up how to get through certain parts of the game or looking up the move combos, all that stuff. These were our internet, so to speak, to get through those difficult stages and play the games. So again, my heart bleeds, it's saddened, it's weighted with the knowledge that strategy guides are gone. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to all of our content, because I got more videos coming your way. Hey guys, if you want to help support Notes Nerds, please go to our Patreon at patreon.com/notesnerds, where you can give a little to get a lot back. Tiers are only starting at just $1 whole dollar. If you also want to help support us by owning some of our personal merch, please go to shop.notesnerds.com, where you can purchase anything you like t-shirts, stickers, posters, totes, and a whole lot more. Don't forget to go to all of our social medias at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, where you can subscribe, follow, like, all that good stuff to keep up with what we're doing. Also, go to our website at www.notesnerds.com, where you can check out our blog, you can check out our calendar for convention dates coming up, where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, all that good stuff. So, thank you, and tune in next time.